Hello and welcome to Shoot the Hostage with me, Dan, and my partner, Sarah. We're a movie podcast and we cover 8 films per season based on a specific theme. It is worth noting that we do occasionally swear, open brackets, very often swear, close brackets. We also occasionally cover triggering topics, so we would always advise using listener discretion and probably don't listen around your kids. If you like what we do and want to support us, please consider hitting 5 stars on Spotify or maybe subscribing or even reviewing on your platform of choice. We also have a Patreon with a free tier for lineups and updates and 2 paid tiers with extra content and early ad-free episodes. Right, that's enough from me. On with the show. Sarah, what were you doing in 2005?
I don't know. It's been 21 years.
20
I don't
plus?
remember what I was doing yesterday.
Do you remember when the Crazy Frog song came out?
Unfortunately, yes, I do have a recollection of that.
The year the Crazy Frog infected our culture.
Oh, God, now it's in my brain.
Ding,
Why have you done
ding.
that?
It's Axel Foley, though, isn't it? Well, that's the year we find ourselves in today, because that's the year that Batman Begins was released, 2005, would
That's
you believe?
the year that Batman began.
He began in 2005, yeah. It's our second Christopher Nolan movie. Not Nolan's sister movie.
I'd rather watch that, I think.
I bet you would. Not a big Nolan guy, are you? Not a big Nolan dude head, bro.
I'm not really, no. I mean, we talked about this in the Inception show. I can absolutely admire the craft whilst acknowledging that, do you know what? It's not for me.
Mm.
But on the other hand, you are quite a fan.
Yeah, not as much as I used to be.
Why's that?
I think there was a point where I loved everything he made, and then when I saw Dunkirk and was like you, masterfully made, really well done, but sort of lacked a little something for me.
Okay.
And I didn't love it. And then Tenet happened.
I quite liked Tenet.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
I do. Look,
how can you like Tenet, but like not other ones?
I don't know. For the same reason that my favourite Tarantino movie is Death Proof. Maybe I just have terrible taste. I don't really care. It's fine.
Well, you're dating me, so I don't know what that says about your taste. Actually, I do, but I'm not going to say what that is. Yeah, so Nolan, not quite for you. I wonder if Batman Begins will buck that trend for you. I know the answer to that question. But the reason that we're doing Batman Begins is because it's part of my identity theme this season.
Yep.
Back to me, I've curated a list of 8 films all about identity. Why did I go for identity, I hear you ask?
You didn't hear me ask that. Oh. You asked it for me. How presumptuous.
Break the illusion. You wouldn't get, what was his name in The Magic Boys? Angier?
The Magic Boy? Oh, do you mean the Prestige?
Yeah.
Magic Boys.
You wouldn't get those 2 Magic Boys ruining a Mystique, would you, in a Prestige?
That's true.
Maybe I wrote this in a book and maybe you can teleport yourself, but it's really your brother. Spoilers.
I think I'm Nikola Tesla in this situation.
I think you are Tesla in this situation. Can I be Circus?
Sure.
Thanks. I don't want to be Bale because I might be the one that has to cut his finger off. Or you could be the one that dates Scarlett Johansson. I don't know which one I would rather.
That shouldn't be a real Sophie's choice there. It should be a fairly easy question to answer, but I digress.
Anyway, identity. I chose it because there are a couple of films in the last season that made me think of identity as a theme.
Oh, which ones?
Boys Don't Cry.
Okay, yeah.
To a lesser extent, Monster, where your identity is kind of formed on the basis of events that have happened to you and around your life. And it's just such an interesting topic, really, because we all have them, I think. Well, not all of us. Some of us don't have identities. That person that complained about cutting our hedges back this morning, I don't think she has an identity.
Get a life.
It's not overgrown. It's fine. Talk to the council. She won't listen to this. It's such a fascinating topic because it's something we can all relate to a degree. And I think it's such a, it's a very personal thing. And it can be shaped and formed and influenced by events in your life. And also where you choose to put your energy, like I identify as being a film fan, but that's because I watch a shitload of movies and I enjoy it. Identify with being a Formula One fan for the same reason. And is that part of your identity to do things and associate with a thing?
So to me, identity is kind of a vague concept. Because it's also subjective. If you ask two people what determines your identity, they would come up with different answers. Say you asked 3 different friends, they wouldn't all say the same thing defines you, would they?
No, I suppose they wouldn't. So the identity itself is subjective and open to interpretation to each person. And what those factors are made up of is what some people will go, yeah, what's my identity? You asked? It's Liverpool. That's my identity. You'll never walk alone.
Weirder if you're not from there.
Yeah, glory supporters, we call them. I don't know, are Liverpool good now? I don't know. They were in 1993, I think, with Ian Rush. That was a while ago.
You're saying words that mean nothing to me. Don't ask me about football. Crikey.
But I find the topic very interesting. And when I began to do some research, I was looking at films, curating a list. I thought, well, actually, most every film you could argue to a degree is about identity, because we're all watching films about characters making decisions. And if they have an arc, maybe their identity has changed a bit, so I think you could really argue that many films, including the Police Academy movies, are about identity to one degree or another. So it made curating a list quite difficult. And
I bet. When you can choose from every film ever made, I imagine that would make the task quite troublesome.
Yeah, so I tried to be a bit more like, okay, well, let's see if we can make this properly relevant. There's no
bit more literal.
Yeah, it's not like neo-western where some of mine weren't neo-westerns.
I love that we're still referencing that, by the way.
It was true.
7 seasons later.
I know. Till the day we die, we'll be referencing that. I'll put that on my gravestone. Chose movies in list that were not neo-westerns. And then a link to the podcast.
Loved by many, still doesn't know what a neo-western is.
Yeah. Identity ?
So you're starting with a superhero movie, which I guess in the realm of identity sort of seems like a perfect choice.
Yeah, well, we haven't done a superhero movie before.
Crazy.
Absolutely not. Oh, that's a lie. I've just remembered
Logan.
Logan.
Yeah.
And it's only because we mentioned neo-western. Holy shitballs. Well, I chose this because I was like, we haven't done a comic book movie yet, so let's do one. But actually we have. And that's a great one. So there you go.
It is.
It's our second comic book movie. Should we start this episode again?
No.
Agreed. I did want a superhero movie in this lineup because identity is often intrinsic with a lot of superhero characters. I don't think Marvel really gives a fuck about secret identities anyway, or the MCU specifically. So I thought DC and I thought Batman, when you think about identity, it's kind of the most interesting. I mean, Clark almost said Gable. What's his name? Kent. Clarky boy. He puts his glasses on and he's a buffoon. He's a bumbling journalist.
I wouldn't call him a buffoon. That's harsh.
That's what his character's being a buffoon. He's got to pretend to be a buffoon so no one thinks that he can fly.
A jacked buffoon.
Yeah. Yeah, a jacked nerd. Which is why Henry Cavill was so perfect as the Man of Steel.
Oh, pack it in.
I wanted Batman. I think Batman is possibly my favourite superhero.
Of all time? Wow.
I think so.
I didn't know that about you.
Did you not?
I don't think so. I know you like Batman.
What would you have said? Cap?
Maybe Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Or, Captain America.
Yeah. I mean, Team Cap. Iron Man, wanker. yeah, all right, he sacrificed himself, but he'll be back anyway.
But he's so glib and charismatic, Dan.
Batman, I would say Batman because it's been with me since I was a child. I didn't discover a lot of the Marvel characters until, well, definitely the 90s anyway, with that crappy Captain America movie, and was like, this is fun, but I don't think it's good. Whereas Batman had good movies, although those first two Burton films are not my cup of tea. I've never really got on with them.
Oh, I used to have quite the soft spot for those.
Batman 89.
Yeah, Keaton Batman.
Okay.
I still enjoy. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Many agree with you. It's hard. I wish that I did, because I was really obsessed with it when it came out. I think it was more the idea of a superhero film. And when I watched it, it was like, oh, it's a bit weird though, isn't it? And as I've grown, I think I've just discovered that the Tim Burton aesthetic is just not for me.
Yeah, that's
it's
fair.
Not my cup of tea. So I think because that they are so Burton, Batman 89 and Batman Returns, and it's just not quite my flavour. And I always found it a bit boring when I was a kid.
Wow, okay.
So I wanted to like them more. But then Batman Forever comes out, and I absolutely love that movie.
I was a big fan of that. Was that 95?
I think so.
Yeah. The Riddler.
The Riddler, Kiss from a Rose.
It was so camp. Oh, Nicole Kidman. That's why you liked it.
Dr. Chase Meridian. That was an eye-opening moment for 11-year-old Dan, for sure. I remember very clearly going to see that at the cinema, and it was a Sunday. And I was just so hyped when I came out. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do karate. And so I loved that one. And then Batman and Robin came out.
Oof.
And I knew that was bad when I saw it at the cinema.
Yeah.
And I never really got on with that. Controversial opinion. Some people enjoy it for its campness, but it's too silly for me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
And that really killed the franchise, killed the Batman movies for nearly a decade. 8 years later, 2005 is when Batman Begins comes out. And so I was excited that they were rebooting this. And Nolan had made some good movies. Seems like a good fit. What are we going to get? And I wasn't disappointed.
What had he done at that point? I think the first Nolan movie I ever watched was Memento, but I can't. What else had he done? I can't really remember.
I was going to make a joke about remembering Memento. So it's the following Memento, Insomnia, then Batman Begins, I think.
Right. Okay.
So Insomnia, I believe Warner Brothers did pretty well. Was quite well received. Nolan goes in for a chat with Warner Brothers. Here's Batman for you. I think I've sped that up a little bit. There was a pitch, I believe.
Yeah.
And Nolan had loads of weird ideas about a Batmobile that looks like a croissant, which came to fruition.
Croissant?
A croissant. And it looks better than you would think.
Okay.
But I think for a while they were trying to get a reboot of Batman in the works, because it was hugely popular with Burton.
Yeah.
And then Forever was made loads of money. I think Batman and Robin did okay financially, but obviously was shat on by everybody and their dog.
Bomb these days.
I think it would, yeah. So they were desperate to get another one going. Apparently Joel Schumacher had put his hat in the ring to potentially come back for a darker version.
No.
I agree. You had your shot.
You put nipples on Batman. Go away.
You had your shot. I quite admire him for doing something bold. I like Joel Schumacher as a filmmaker. I think he's made some good and very diverse movies, but he had his chance. And after that, I think there was chat with Mr. Darren Aronofsky to make a Batman movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that I would be curious to see. I feel like that would go dark.
You would have to go dark. I mean, the Burton movies are pretty dark, but an Aronofsky Batman movie, like, what are you going to have Martha Wayne shooting up in Crime Alley? That's how she ODs. That's what happens.
Hell yeah. So
Batman's going to just fight heroin for killing his mum.
I love it. He's getting drugs off the streets of Gotham.
Yeah. That would be interesting, I think, but I don't imagine we would have gotten an Aronofsky movie. It would have been a studio picture, wouldn't it?
That's true. Yeah.
So That was going to be an adaptation of Batman Year One by Frank Miller, who was apparently going to write the screenplay. And Aronofsky had also eyed up Christian Bale for the role.
Interesting.
So fast forward a few years later, Nolan, yep, Bale's my guy. I saw American Psycho. Let's get you. Yes, and then Nolan gets a job, and he hires David S. Goyer, who I feel like every other movie I watched in the last 25 years has either been written or directed by David S. Goyer.
I mean, the problem with David S. Goyer is that when you hire him, you're hiring the guy who wrote Terminator Dark Fate and The Unborn and Blade Trinity.
He directed Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah. He wrote a movie that we covered a while ago, Dark City.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, he's so hit or miss.
Yeah.
He's so hit or miss.
Yeah, absolutely. He also wrote Man of Steel, which I think has a lot of similarities with this movie, really.
I don't remember enough about it to comment on that, so I'll take your word.
Fair enough. We won't get into Man of Steel because we'll have all the Snyder Bros on us, but I do like it and it's good. Anyway, so Nolan gets David S. Goyer, they write the thing, their take is they want to make it grounded. And that's the whole thing. Why has Batman got little pointy ears on his costume? Let's tell you, shall we? And then that was it. And they're off to the races. So they've written the script. They've designed the Batmobile. Everything is about being grounded. So all of this the costume design and everything needs to have an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked that approach in 2005. I think now we've probably come the other way where we've seen too many grounded or rather gritty superhero movies.
Maybe.
But at the time, I was like, oh yeah, that's why he's got a belt. Of course, his car is going to be because it was a car that they made for the military, and he's just going to nick it off Lucius Fox. Like he asked for it, and the way that Lucius Fox sees it is all that stuff belongs to him anyway. So
yeah,
I really liked the whole grounded approach thing, and as the years have gone on, I don't like this movie as much as I used to.
Ooh.
But I do still really like it. I think it's a great movie.
Okay, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
I think it's a great movie, but it's for me not the best movie in Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy.
Which is?
I think it's The Dark Knight, right? I mean, I would suppose most of you listening would agree that The Dark Knight is the best Nolan Batman movie. I think so. I think for me, objectively, it's nigh on a perfect movie. Like it's incredible, I think.
Okay.
And I really like Rises. So I think I actually put Begins at the third spot.
Wow.
And no one agrees with me about Rises. I fucking love it. I think it's great. But many people don't, and that's fine.
I think I only saw all three of them once. Now twice for Batman Begins.
Yeah, not the other two though.
No.
Not yet.
So I don't. Oh God. So I don't remember enough about them to have a favourite, I guess. But
I must have seen The Dark Knight 20 times. I saw it at the IMAX for its 10-year anniversary in 2018. I went to see Dark Knight Rises, I think 3 times at the cinema, and it's a long movie. It's 9 hours I sunk on that. Very embarrassingly, the first time I saw it, absolutely out of nowhere, the film finished. It cut to black. I stood up and I clapped.
Oh my God!
I don't know why I did it. It just happened.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
It's so embarrassing. Do you know how many people joined in?
No.
None.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh my God.
I swear, like, it's top 3 embarrassing moments of my life, I would say. Because I was so wrapped up in it. And I got to see it. I was like, yeah, stood up and I clapped, and then just sort of looked at myself from outside and saw the only person standing up clapping. And then I think I sort of slowed down my clapping, sort of sat down, you know.
Oh dear. God.
But I loved it.
Clearly.
I'm in the minority on that. But I still do think Batman Begins is a brilliant movie.
Okay.
The things that let it down, we'll get into. That let it down for me anyway. We'll get into that. Should we get into it then? What do you think of the cast of this? It's a huge cast, isn't it?
It is, yeah. There were a few people in there that I didn't remember. Obviously Christian Bale. He's not my favourite Batman.
Oh, who is?
Will Arnett.
I can't argue that.
Do you know what? Big fan of Pattinson.
Mm.
He surprised me.
What's your favourite Batman movie?
Maybe the Batman. If we're not allowed to include Lego Batman.
You can include Lego Batman.
Then Lego Batman.
I think that's more of a Batman movie than a lot of other Batman movies in some respects.
It's so funny.
It's great.
I love it.
Yeah.
But I did like the Batman. I don't know a huge amount about the character. I mean, I guess I've seen all of the films.
Yeah,
at this
you
point.
must have.
Yeah.
Have you seen Batman v Superman?
Yeah. Regrettably. So yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, Affleck is like hanging out at the bottom of the list. Whoa, rough. But from what I do know, I really enjoyed the grittiness of the Batman and the fact that he was more of a detective.
Mm.
They reintroduced that element, which I really enjoyed. Yeah,
something they hadn't explored in live action Batman before, and it was about bloody time.
Yeah,
and I think that movie's great. I think it's a fantastic movie. It might be maybe my third favorite or fourth favorite Batman movie. I don't know. It's a great movie, but we'll talk about that another time maybe. Great cast in that one. Great cast in this one. I think maybe this is the first time a superhero movie had tried to get like throughout an A-star list cast.
Well, there's quite a few Oscar winners and nominees in this.
My point exactly. Gary Oldman.
Oh,
hot off of Tiptoes. He can do anything, this guy.
He is a chameleon.
He is a chameleon.
Yes. I love Gary Oldman. I always have. Like,
he's so different in everything. Like we've just finished watching
Slow Horses.
And he's so different. Like if you had lots of eye problems, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was a completely different person.
Yeah. How is the chap from Slow Horses the same guy from True Romance?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Exactly. And Leon.
And The Fifth Element.
And The Fifth Element, yeah.
But I forget a lot of Gary Oldman films because he is almost unrecognizable in so much stuff.
And that's what you want from an actor. Like he's not massively in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really get involved with all that nonsense, really great at his job, and then he does Tiptoes and ruins it. Haven't seen that movie, so I can't really judge it.
I've seen the trailer, that's enough.
I do want to see it,
but that's how versatile of an actor he is.
Yeah. All is forgiven, it's fine. You're Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
What did you reckon of 90s street magician Liam Neeson as Descartes?
I did not like Liam Neeson in this role, I'll be honest. It's funny you said that they wanted this to be a more grounded version of Batman, because to me he is full-on comic book. Even down to what looks like a stuck-on beard and moustache combo. It looks like cultural appropriation. He looks like Fu Manchu. I hate it.
Yeah, it definitely is. It does feel a bit out of place really in the rest of the movie.
I think so.
I hadn't thought about it before until we watched it together, but you're right.
And I ruined it for you with my ongoing commentary.
It's a little bit of a moustache twirling kind of villain, isn't it? He's not
exactly that.
He's not quite Batman 66, but he's not quite the Riddler, Jim Carrey's Riddler, but he's somewhere like in between. Who was the baddie in the Batman? The Penguin. Oh, he was quite large as well, wasn't he? But yeah, I suppose you're right. It does stick out a little bit, his performance, and I think the character is a bit weak as well. Maybe he sort of disappears halfway through the movie and comes back at the end. It might have been nice if he was in it a little bit more, but nothing's perfect.
I did like the part where he said his wife had been taken.
She was taken from me.
Yeah.
Oh, she was yours. Which begs the question, Sarah,
Mhm.
who's the dead wife in this? Well, it's her, isn't it?
I guess so. It's a Nolan film. Some poor suffering wife has had to die.
Somebody's dead, and it's probably a woman.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martha's dead. Mum's dead.
Yeah.
In the sequel, Rachel's dead.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah. But how are you going to motivate your male characters if you don't have a dead woman?
Oh, I hate it.
What about Caine? Kano.
I'm not
Michael
a fan.
Kano.
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan because he's a Tory. That's why you don't like him. Let's not
I mean,
bring
look,
politics into it.
Look, it wasn't me that brought politics into it this time. Michael Caine's fine. I've never really been a fan of Michael Caine. And I don't know why. I guess I don't like enough of his films outside of The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Kingsman.
Okay. Said nobody ever.
Well, quite.
It's a good movie, that first one.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't have any enduring love for like Get Carter or The Italian Job or, the classics that he was in. Yeah. They don't mean anything to me really. So he's not an actor I ever really think about.
Okay. I think
he was fine in this.
I think he's fucking brilliant in this. I think his relationship with Bruce Wayne in the Dark Knight trilogy, I think is great. He's obviously the stepdad, father figure, and there's a lovely banter between them that I really enjoy. He's a servant. Well, yeah, I mean, he is on the payroll, technically, but he does own the roles, and Bruce Wayne can borrow it if he likes.
Right.
Yeah, I think Kane's great in this. Who else we got? Cillian Murphy, Scarecrow. Had you forgotten that he was in this?
Yes.
Thought you might.
Completely. Because he's not in it very much.
He's in all 3 Dark Knight movies.
I like Cillian Murphy. I do. I think he's a very good actor. I think a little bit like you were just saying about Gary Oldman, actually. We don't know a great deal about him in his personal life, which is excellent as far as I'm concerned. I don't, like, Tom Cruise can get in the bin. I know too much about him. I think he's great. I think he chooses projects pretty carefully. He doesn't seem to ever pick things for the paycheck. He seems to do stuff that he's genuinely interested in. He's got a really eclectic filmography. And I thought he was decent in this.
Not too large, because he's quite large as well. When
he is.
When he gets to the end, he's quite animated.
Yeah. I think that was one of my notes, actually. It's like Cillian Murphy's the only person who seems to have gotten the memo that he's in a comic book movie. It was a note that I made.
Right.
Which is why I think he was good and not excellent, because it did sort of at times feel like he was in a different movie to everybody else. But I like him. I thought he was all right.
Did you think that Mark Boone Jr. was in the same movie as everyone else?
I don't know what Mark Boone Jr. was doing.
He was doing Mark Boone Jr. He was they get the directors hire him. They're like, "Are you Mark Boone Jr.?" And he's like, "Yeah." They're like, "Great, can you be Mark Boone Jr. in my scene, please?" He's like, "Yeah." And then he does it. He's Mark Boone Jr. in the scene, and then
the scene where he was upside down and he was spitting food crumbs everywhere. I literally had to turn away. It was making me sick.
Yeah. Swear to me. Someone that I rarely think about, Rutger Hauer.
Love Rutger Hauer.
Big Blade Runner fan is Christopher Nolan, and that's why he hires these guys. Yeah, people like that movie. And
I wish I'd watched that instead of Batman Begins.
Well, I fear that the conversation would be reversed in many ways if we did. Yeah, so fantastic cast, I think.
Yeah.
I think that all round the performances are great.
I love that you didn't mention Katie Holmes at all.
I was just about to mention, well, I was getting to that. I think all round the performances are great. And I don't have a problem with Katie Holmes in this movie, although many people do.
I don't like her as an actress.
I remember you saying there was a movie we covered, Go, and you were saying that she doesn't really float your boat when it comes to acting performances.
Her delivery's the same in everything.
I think, yeah, I don't have a problem with that as long as I like the delivery, I guess. And I thought she was fine. I don't really see the reason why we recast her for the next one.
Yeah.
Although I think I'd heard that she wanted to do another movie, so it might have just been her.
Scheduling.
Yeah, scheduling thing.
Was it Maggie Gyllenhaal in the next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I would say of everybody, she's probably the weak link to me. And I hate myself for saying it because she's the only woman that we've mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, female characters in Nolan movies are,
Secondary.
well, usually dead.
Yeah.
Aren't they? So yeah, and like, who was the one in Tenet as Elizabeth Debicki, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasted
Mm-hmm.
in that movie.
All 8 feet of her.
Yeah. A movie that doesn't make any fucking sense, and the thing that made the least sense is you got Debicki, put Debicki in the movie.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with, because you're a bit of a comic reader, aren't you, but more independent stuff?
Casual. Yeah, I'm a casual comic book reader.
Paper Girls?
Love Paper Girls. Giant Days. It started in my teens. I was really into like Jonan Vasquez and stuff like that. Like, and I have some superhero stuff, but it's mainly the ones that were written by Kevin Smith.
Because
I was such a Kevin Smith fangirl.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager.
Right.
But yeah, I like the odd comic.
Okay. But so you've read less of the big characters like your Batmans and your
much
Marvels
less
and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've read, I haven't read much. I've read the odd thing here and there. And I haven't read Batman Year One, that this is kind of loosely adapting. So I've heard anyway. Don't correct me because I don't care. But it's another thing I really like about this is that it's the first hour is about him becoming Batman, and I know that sounds a bit obvious now, but we hadn't seen that in 2005, and
yeah,
the fact that this was a grounded origin story of Batman, I was like all in for it because we hadn't seen it, and I sort of wondered why he made the decisions that he made. It's like, when you think about it, it's a very weird thing to do, to dress up as a bat and go out at night, isn't it?
Incredibly weird.
And when you get beyond the age of 11, you start questioning why there's a character in a movie that does that.
Batman,
yeah. He's got his own cave. So, like, I really love the fact that they well, first of all, they took it seriously. Like, it's hard to do. And I think Marvel have gone too far the other way, where they're like, everything's a joke. Like, that just happened, didn't it? Isn't that weird? There's a wizard there with a necklace and it's magic. I like those movies, but sometimes it's a very specific flavour. And
it's just fluff.
It's fluff and it's popcorn and it's fun and I enjoy them.
Yeah.
But I also like it when they take the comic book characters seriously in this. And they explore why someone would go to the lengths that they do. Obviously, it's going to be hard to buy that anyone would do this in real life, but I think that Nolan and Goya managed to get as close as you can with this story. But you see the decisions that he almost makes and goes the other way, like where he wants to kill Joe Chill, Richard Brake, someone we didn't mention.
Yes.
He wants to kill him when he gets out of prison, and he doesn't because someone else gets to him first. And I thought that was interesting because if someone hadn't killed him first, would he have done it? And then we've got a very different character at that point. And it's one of the things that I find interesting about identity forming is that it's not always in your control. Like, outside external events affect the decisions that you make and want to make. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't necessarily think that he would have become Batman if he would have killed Joe Chill in that moment. Or if he had, he would have been Ben Affleck's Batman that kills everybody. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's another universe where Bale's Batman shoots Joe Chill after he gets out of the courthouse, and then he becomes Ben Affleck.
They should do a version of Batman where it's sliding doors.
Yeah.
And it explores two completely different possibilities.
Ooh, that's a really fucking good idea, actually.
Thank you.
I really like that idea. I think that would sell. Because you can do two stories.
Who can we contact? Who do we tell about this?
You still got Kevin Smith's number? Has he got any pull at Warner Brothers?
No.
Okay. Who do we know at Warner Brothers?
I know somebody who knows Kevin Smith. Does that count?
That's more than me. That counts. Yeah. I know somebody that I think used to work at Warner Brothers. And when I say no, I spoke to them once 5 years ago.
We're doing well. Yeah. This is a great start.
But I do love that it explores the whole origin story in this and his training in a vague Asian country. I think that's all great. And you see like on they've got the the armor stuff on his wrists with the things pointing out. And so that's why he's got the things on his forearms, and playing with deception and throwing the little fun snaps, the devil snaps. What did you call them when you were a kid?
I can't remember, but I know I used to follow people around in B&Q and throw them at their feet and then run away.
That's naughty.
I know. I was bored. It was B&Q. That was my dad's idea of a Saturday day out.
I love all that stuff. All that train stuff I think is great. And I could have quite happily watched an entire movie of that. And I think that would have been fine. And then the last scene, he becomes Batman. I think that in many ways would have been a better, not necessarily a better movie, but I think part of the issues that I have with this film are related to action and the third act.
Interesting.
And I think, the older I've gotten, the more I've seen this movie, the more those things are apparent to me or easily identifiable. Before, when I was a kid, I was just like, I love it all. It's great. And the music, and it's got Hans Zimmer, and it goes, and did you know as well, with the Dark Knight score, if you think about the score, you could put the word Batman instead of like doing the notes. So it goes duh, 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 but you could go bat, 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 Batman.
Well, that's changed everything for me.
And you can do that all day.
Amazing.
Yeah. The score is amazing. All time top 3 scores all time.
Catch you listening to this quite frequently.
The amount of running miles I've done to the Dark Knight soundtrack is insane.
I bet, yeah.
But yeah, so third act problems, that's what I was going to speak about. Before I get specifically to third act, I guess once we get out of the training section, we get to the hour mark, and he says, I'm Batman. And he's done all that stuff, and he's got the suit on now. Plot starts. And the plot is, we're going to put some poison in the water, but also we need to turn the water into vapor so that everyone in Gotham can inhale the vapor and go mad.
Yes.
It's a bit much, isn't it? Like,
it's a convoluted plan, yes.
I don't understand the need to put the vaporizing part in. Why can't you just put it in the water and people drink it? Like, what's the... I think that thematically they did that because then Wayne Enterprises is involved somehow. Like, the thing that they've manufactured is helping with the downfall of Gotham, potentially. So I get that thematically, but I don't think that's important enough to warrant me scratching my head and going, oh, hang on, though. If you're turning everything that's water into vapor, what's going to happen to all the celery?
Celery is no more.
Do you know what else is made
Cucumber.
up of mostly water?
People.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're just big old bags of water, really.
They didn't think this through.
No.
At all.
So
in fact, that's one of my biggest gripes with this film, is that when they steal that machine and they have it in, I think they're at sea, they're on a ship, and they activate it. A water vaporizer, they activate it at sea. Wouldn't that be catastrophic?
You would think so.
This film would just turn into the inverse of Waterworld at that point.
Yeah. And it all just turns into vapor and then just goes into the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So does it then rain back down onto Earth? Like, what's...
Not enough of these questions are answered within the film.
Yeah, it's sort of... It raises too many questions, doesn't it? Like that, I think. So I think just... whip it out. Like, it doesn't need to be that
You've got to stop saying whip it out.
There's no need for it, I don't think. I always thought that was a bit silly.
Yeah, it's too complicated. It's unnecessary.
Yeah. But then, like I say, it's there to serve the themes, and I think also so that Bruce Wayne can swing along the monorail, because the thing's on the train and they have to stop it before it gets to the thing.
Every time I hear the word monorail, my brain just goes, monorail, because of that episode of The Simpsons.
Okay. I haven't seen it.
Well, if you had, you'd be right there with me. So another massive issue that I have with this film is that at one point, Christian Bale's Batman says that he will not be an executioner. But whether we see it or whether it happens off screen, multiple people in this movie die at his hand.
Well, I think you mentioned, didn't you, when he was doing his training bit, and they said, "We would like you to cut this thief's head off," and he says, "No, I'm not going to do that actually.
Yeah.
But what I am going to do,
It's just destroy your property and you
Yeah.
with it. So you are an executioner then?
yeah, there's no way all of those ninjas got out.
No.
They're still hiding in the rafters. They didn't even know that there was a fire." Hey,
They
Gary, can you smell that? I can't smell anything. I've got a cover over my nose, and I guess we'll just sit here in the rafters then until Ra's al Ghul tells us we can come out. Oh, we're dead now. Yeah, he killed people then. He saved Ra's al Ghul. He definitely... Well, he injured a lot of people. Like, there's collateral damage, like when he's driving all around the city on top of roofs.
Oh, people definitely died.
A roof tile came off and hit someone in the head on the street. Like, there's no way people can. There's a line in it where Alfred goes, "It's a miracle nobody was killed." I'm thinking, that's fucking bollocks. That's government spin. That's Fox News, that is. Covering up for the fascists.
Fake news.
Fake news. Yeah, multiple people die. But they do make a big point of Batman, like, I'm not going to kill anyone. I like that about this character. But there is always collateral damage that you have to sort of overlook, really.
I don't...
Because you don't have an action scene unless it's just in a warehouse with nobody in.
I think the superheroes that I enjoy most have a large dose of moral grey area. And the ones that piss me off the most are the most morally fucking righteous do-gooders.
Right.
Which is why Daredevil pisses me off.
He's a bit whiny, isn't he?
And that's why I love the Punisher.
But I like that though, because I like the Punisher because he just unrelenting vigilante murdering bad people.
He's
angry, but I like the duality of characters like Batman and Daredevil because they want to do good and they know that what they're doing is not really a good thing, but it's a means to an end. It's like they're sacrificing their own humanity in a way for the good of the other people, and I find that interesting.
Well, in terms of the theme of the season, yes, that is interesting. I don't find it as interesting as you do.
Okay. Fair enough.
Can I ask you a question?
Anytime.
If Batman bites somebody, do they have to get a rabies shot?
Would he ever bite? I mean, Christian Bale would probably bite someone.
Yeah.
In character.
Yeah, whilst method acting.
Yeah.
Some poor gaffer that brought his lunch to his trailer or something.
Yeah, it's a runner.
Yeah.
Just bringing Christian Bale his mango smoothie for the day or whatever. Yeah, I don't think that Christian Bale has ever really had a problem on set or anything. I don't think he's ever had any outbursts.
No, he sounds like a great guy. Really amiable.
Down to earth.
Yeah.
Just normal.
Just pleasant at all times.
Just chilled.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about him. He's just so chilled out.
Yeah.
I've never heard any audio clips of him having to go at anyone at all, ever. Intense actor. Good for Batman.
Yeah.
Reluctantly.
I think he's an all right Batman. I don't think he's a very good Bruce Wayne. I don't like his Bruce Wayne. And I think that was an issue that I had the first time I watched the movies. And it stuck around on second viewing.
Is it because he's got that floppy hair when he's meant to be like...
Yeah, I don't love it.
Or whatever. Yeah, I know. I like him all round. I think he's excellent Bruce Wayne, excellent Batman. I think he sort of nails it, really. And I think he's got the right energy for that character that's built on so much intensity and passion for... not revenge, because he's arc. He figures out that revenge...
Because he's not an executioner, Dan.
Sometimes revenge and justice are not the same thing.
No.
Yeah. But no, I like him. I think he's a great Batman. And Bruce Wayne.
I think as a fan of Community, it's harder to take seriously once you've seen Abed's impression. I will say that.
He is doing that funny little voice, isn't he?
Yeah, and I don't like it very much.
Which is it's not as intense in this one as it is in the others.
Yeah.
But it is...
I did remember it getting more exaggerated.
It definitely does. I sort of adjust to it and I don't really mind. And also, like, it does make sense because the character is trying to hide his identity and also just be fucking weird and make people scared. And I think it works, because if you woke me up in the morning and went, "Where are you? Get up!" I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're nuts.
Do you know what would be another way to achieve that?
No.
Go around biting people.
You could do that, yeah.
That would also have the desired effect, I think. I'm not suggesting people go and do that in real life.
No, don't do that.
That's probably a crime.
We don't have to say that. We don't have to qualify that. If you bite someone, that's not on us. If you're a bat and you bite someone, don't come for us.
If you're a human and you bite somebody, you didn't hear it from us.
No.
We're washing our hands of that. This is probably a stupid question.
No such thing.
Oh, I don't know. But as somebody who's way more well-versed in the Nolan universe than I am.
The Nolan-averse.
The Nolan-averse, sure.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Come to the right man.
Has Christian Bale worked with Nolan outside of these movies?
Don't know.
Oh.
Yes. The Magic Boys.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I think that's it. So I think it's the 4.
Right.
He wasn't in anything that I remember after that. Interstellar, Tenet, Dunkirk, Oppenheimer, Odyssey.
He could have been in Oppenheimer. Everybody else was.
He might have been, and we've just forgotten.
Yeah. He's one of the 300 white male actors that were in that movie.
Is Gary Oldman in that?
Probably.
I think he is in that, yeah.
I think he played Benny Safdie.
Yeah.
I could believe that, you know.
So could I.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman's the sort of actor where if one of my best friends turned around and pulled off their mask and they were actually Gary Oldman doing some sort of elaborate art project for the last 18 years, I'd be like, yeah, of course you were.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch, you're good.
Yeah. You get a private screen and a tiptoes at that point, maybe.
Love it.
Yeah.
Worth it. The reason that I ask is because Nolan does tend to reuse actors quite frequently.
Yeah, finally got Elliot Page back for the Odyssey.
Oh,
after
yeah.
Inception.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, it does. He does work with actors multiple times.
Yeah. But I did read in my research for this show, I did read that Christian Bale was kind of in a foul mood for a lot of the shoot.
I don't believe that.
Who am I to cast aspersions on his good name?
I've always heard he's such a lovely person.
Well, apparently the suit was really uncomfortable and that made him pretty upset a lot of the time.
The rubber suit, that's the Batman suit, that you thought that was going to be comfortable for Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I also read that he wasn't allowed anywhere near the Batmobile, and I'm so curious as to why.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Is that why Gary Oldman had to drive it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, I did sort of wonder after reading a couple of those snippets, I did wonder if perhaps it was a conscious choice on Nolan's part to not work with him again.
I don't know. No
Maybe
idea.
it was too much of a headache.
Too much hassle.
I would buy that.
Too much beef.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, he can work with whoever he wants, can't he? I feel like every other interview that I watch on YouTube, someone's either worked with Nolan or they're going, I'd love to work with Nolan.
Yeah.
So he can.
Because they might get an Oscar.
Yeah, they might get an Oscar. They're probably going to be recognised critically and everyone's going to love it. And
it will elevate their star status.
Yeah. Unless it's Tenet. In which case, what the fuck is going on?
I liked it.
You didn't though.
I did.
What was it about?
Now that I couldn't tell you.
That was a bit of a tough question because you don't always need to know what something's about to enjoy
I don't
something.
think Christopher Nolan knows what Tenet was about.
I agree.
I think
sometimes
it
you
was
make
fun though.
Objects go backwards if you're backwards.
But they can exist at the same time as the things going forwards. Time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
That was the theme.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on in that movie. I've seen it twice now and I'm like, it looks amazing. I love that bit when they crash the plane into that hangar. Like, God, like you don't see that in many movies. An actual real plane exploding. Great. Blow up more of them. Don't take that out of context.
No, don't.
No, but it looked great. But it was just too much for me to try and figure out what was going on with all the other stuff, and I just didn't have a clue. Anyway, and the sound as well. The sound was a bit off in that movie too, which is such a Nolan thing. It's so frustrating that
In what
often the
sense?
dialogue is not. You can't make out the dialogue very well.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? That is not something that I wrote about in my notes, but I should have done because, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like the sound mixing or if people were just a bit mumbly in their delivery sometimes. But yeah, I found the same thing.
With Nolan films, the thing is that you can't watch them late at night when you're surrounded by people because you have to turn it up really loud when it's the talking and turn it right down when it's the action because it blasts, goes from quiet to like 1,000,000 decibels out of nowhere when there's an action piece happening.
It wouldn't surprise me. He seems like pretentious enough that they're designed for a very specific sound system and nothing else.
Yeah. You can only watch this at 3 p.m. on a Sunday on a massive IMAX screen. Very specific speakers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do that, don't worry because we've got Bane doing a silly voice. And you'll be
Not yet. Not in this one.
Not in this one, no. It's just Bale doing a silly voice in this one.
Did you know that this was Christian Bale's project after he did The Machinist?
I did know that, yeah.
Which is an excellent film. I don't know if you've seen it.
I have seen it. All I remember is Christian Bale, small, isn't he?
Very thin.
And he operates in a machine, I think.
What gives you that impression?
Is it... Hang on, did I accidentally kill someone one time? I can't remember, did I? Is that the movie?
So because of that, he was so underweight that he couldn't exactly have played Batman in that state. So they asked him, well, he was ordered to put weight on, like quite a lot of weight, but he took it to heart too much and he overshot, which led to the nickname Fat Man.
Right.
But he was pretty shredded in this.
Yeah, he was quite bulky, wasn't he? Quite chunky, especially coming off the back of The Machinist. He was quite young, and it's quite easy to.
You can bounce back at 30.
That's not easy doing what he does, and it's quite dangerous to your health as well. And I wouldn't recommend it.
But your body can bounce back a bit easier
to do that stuff when you're 25, 30 than it would be for us.
I would die if I attempted that.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't physically eat enough food to put on that much muscle and weight in 6 months. But yeah, he bulked up too much apparently, like you say, and I guess probably refined it a bit more. You would think that he would have watched the amount of weight he was putting on, because if he'd have, well, the lighter he was, the smaller he was, the more room he would have had in that bat suit.
Maybe that's why the suit was uncomfortable, because it was 20 pounds too heavy.
So it was his fucking fault. Check yourself, Christian Bale. Jesus Christ.
And as we know, Christian Bale does in fact listen to this podcast, so the message will get through, I'm sure.
He loves this podcast. Yeah. Listen, I think you're great, Christian Bale.
I would love some feedback from Christian Bale. Bring it on.
Yeah.
So you've mentioned it already, it being Blade Runner, and your, I was going to say hatred of it, but you don't hate it. That's too strong of a word.
I don't hate it. I think it's a really beautiful movie to look at.
You just think it's dull.
I think it's quite boring. Yeah, I don't hate it. Like, if you were insistent on putting it on, I would probably rather you put that on than that Mike Leigh film Naked that you made me watch a couple of weeks ago.
But it's so good. It's not a pleasant watch, but it's great.
It's definitely not a pleasant watch. It definitely didn't make me feel like rainbows.
I don't think that was the intention.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate Blade Runner, no. Why'd you ask?
Well, obviously Christopher Nolan loves it. You mentioned that already.
As many people do.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons that he cast Rutger Hauer. I nearly said Rutger Hauer. But that's a music group.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do they tour with Comtrues?
Probably. I hope so. But he held a screening of Blade Runner for the crew before they started production.
Oh, interesting.
And sort of said to the crew, this is how we're going to make Batman.
That's interesting. I think In terms of aesthetics, maybe, like with the design of the narrows in the third act, or throughout, really, but when it's like raining and stuff, that's quite Blade Runner-y, I guess.
The monorail, like the futuristic buildings. So it has
Yeah.
echoes of it, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just,
That's interesting.
it struck me as quite interesting given that you're not really a fan of Blade Runner, but you are a fan of this.
Well, this is Batman, you see. The problem with Blade Runner is it doesn't have a superhero in it. It's a bit dull. Maybe we'll make a swan out of some paper. That's as exciting as that movie gets.
It was a unicorn. Thank you.
Yeah. That's interesting. I always find it fascinating to hear about what movies directors screen for their cast and crew, because obviously that's where they're drawing or one of the things that they'll be drawing their inspiration from. So that's fascinating. I hadn't considered that before. But yeah, I mean, Blade Runner's influenced just about every fucking movie that's ever come out since. So
because
not
it's
surprising.
Great.
It's really influential. I'm not saying it's not great. I'm saying it's not for me. Stop labouring that. People come for me. And it'd be your fault when I've got my head's attached to a spike.
Well, I don't like Batman Begins, so we're both going to have heads on spikes.
Okay, so you don't like it then? You think it's a bad movie?
No, I don't think it's a bad movie. I didn't say that. I don't like it as a subjective phrase. I don't think it's a bad movie. Don't conflate the two. I think it's a pretty good movie. I think it's very well made. I do have problems with it. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, which I'm sure you think is astonishing, and now you're questioning your love for me.
No. I think it's not really your cup of tea.
It's not my bag.
It's not your bag. You can recognise that it's made, decently, and it was made with care and passion and made with respect.
Yeah, and I admire and appreciate a lot of separate elements of it.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of films that you show me and I'll go on Letterboxd and people are like 4 stars, 5 stars, and I'm like, that's getting a 3.
Yeah, or 2.5, or 2.
Yeah, it's yeah. What was that one we watched? Ghosts in the Forest. Now,
Point.
Yeah, that.
You gave it a 2.
Maybe
did.
2.5. Maybe I don't know.
I think you gave it a 2.
Okay. But yeah, that's an excellent comparison, because I watched it and I saw some flaws with the movie that I wasn't thrilled about, and also I just found it really boring. But I score films mostly subjectively, not always. It depends on the film and it depends on my mood. But yeah, 3 out of 5. I would have guessed that you would give this 3. If I had to guess, I would say yeah. I mean, given that you were asking, like, for the first 45 minutes, I would say that there was a lot more conversation happening than normally would be going on when we're watching movies. And I wonder why that is. Is it because I've seen it 20 times?
Yeah, when I talk through a film, it's because it's something that we've both seen before.
It's not because you're bored.
Sometimes it's because I'm bored.
Was it because you was bored while you were watching this? Because there was a bit in it when he came back from his training. He came back to Gotham and he was talking to Rachel Dawes, and she went, "Oh, Bruce, you're back." And you turned to me. You went, "How long has he been gone?" And I went, 7 years. I just had a conversation 5 minutes ago about being away for 7 years. This film's not made for clever people. It's not like you've got to really pay attention to what's going on like massively. It's not like complicated. He's gone for 7 years. Also, who cares? 7 years, 5 years, 3 years. I get it. You want to know details. But there was a lot of chatter going on in that first half. And I was like, we could have watched this fucking movie or what?
Well, for a start, anytime anybody said Rachel Dawes, my brain was going, what are the scores, Rachel Dawes?
Isn't it George Dawes?
Yes. Right. So that's what my brain was doing when it should have been listening to the dialogue about him being gone 7 years.
There you go. You checked out then. You were thinking about Matt Lucas.
Yeah.
Baby grow.
Often.
Oh, dear. George!
Yeah.
Doesn't work when you do George's voice and Batman's voice.
No. I do think it's funny that you call Blade Runner dull, because this is going to make you hate me. the first half of this, the part that you like,
Yeah, okay.
the Batman Origins half, I found a bit dull. But I maybe have more appreciation for it having talked to you about it, particularly the stuff with the sliding doors moment.
Mm.
It definitely gave me a different perspective, because I found some of that stuff to be a bit of a drag, if I'm being honest.
The first hour.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I think that they're spending a lot of time, and that's why I like it, because they're taking this character seriously, and they're like, okay, at some point we all know that you're going to have to accept that he goes out at night and dresses as a bat, and that's stupid. So why don't we spend as much time as possible exploring that character and the reasons that he does the things that he does? And I think I really like how all of that stuff is explored, and he's trying, he wants to think like he wants to understand how criminals think, so he goes on a rob. And that was a question that you asked me. Why is he on a rob? Who's he robbing from? Well, watch the movie, you'll find out in a bit.
I became my mom in that moment.
It's a bit
What's
daft.
going on? Is that?
It's a bit daft, isn't it? Yeah, it's Batman.
But I think therein sort of lies my biggest problem with it. It's Batman.
Mm.
We've seen so many iterations of Batman at this point, and I can appreciate what you're saying and why you like it. But to my mind, I'm just like, I know who Batman is. I don't need an hour of this guff.
That's fair. That is fair. And you do get the crime alley killing of Batman's parents again.
Killing the only good rich people on planet
Yeah.
Earth. the one pair of altruistic billionaires.
Yeah. Shot by Richard Brake. Yeah, you see that again. And one of my questions was going to be to you, did we need to see that scene again?
I don't think so.
Isn't
We
it
know
in-
he's orphaned, sad background, where.
Yeah, and you've seen Crime Alley. I think every Batman movie has had that scene in it, right?
Even Joker.
Even Joker, yeah. Maybe the Batman didn't have it?
No, I don't remember it.
I think so, but
I don't remember
even
that bit.
Batman v Superman had Jeffrey D. Morgan as Thomas Wayne.
Mm.
And, I'm sick of fucking seeing that. But I think this is the one time that you have to have it, because that's the big inciting instant that makes him who he is. So I think if there's a Batman film that you have to have that scene, it's this one. I don't think they're really necessary in any of the others. Maybe Batman 89 as a little flashback or whatever, but
I don't know. I just like we've seen Batman so many times since the 60s at this point.
no shark repellent in this one.
No
mate.
sharp. Bring back the Dymo label maker.
No,
Please.
don't do that, Warner Brothers.
Please do that.
I saw Batman 66 at the Prince Charles a couple of years ago.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's not.
How many
it's
drugs were they
rubbish.
on when they made that film?
Not enough.
Oh, I think all of them.
No.
But I don't know. To me, it's like James Bond.
Yeah,
Like,
there's huge Bond vibes in this film.
but the
yeah.
character's sort of handed off to somebody new every 10 years.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So do we really need an origin story? Like, if we had James Bond Origins next time, we don't need that.
No one
he's
wants
just
that.
he's just a spy who's also a heavy drinker and misogynist.
Misogynist.
We get it,
Let's watch a film about a wanker.
I wonder how Bond became Bond. What made him this way?
I don't know. Domestic violence. I don't know. It's funny you mentioned Bond. I mean, Nolan's a huge Bond fan.
No
and
shit.
You can tell everyone's wearing
Yeah.
a fucking tuxedo in his movies. Inception is basically a Bond film, but maybe we're dreaming now.
Is he really angry at Denis Villeneuve currently?
Well, there was talk of Nolan doing a Bond movie.
So yes.
He's always wanted to do one. I doubt it. I doubt there's anger there. He's always wanted to do one, but my feeling is that he would want Final Cut, and I find it very hard to believe that MGM, well, Bezos now, Amazon, who own them now, would sign off on a director to have Final Cut on a Bond property. I think that they should. I think give it to Nolan, give it to Villeneuve, but let them have Final Cut. I'd be very surprised if Villeneuve has got a Final Cut on that Bond film. But
That's a
Nolan
shame.
has to have that. Like, his films are his creation. He's baby. He doesn't even let a second unit shoot on his movies.
Yeah, I read that.
All of the inserts, all of the stuff is shot by one unit.
So he's a control freak.
He's an absolute control freak. But I remember when I first heard that there was such thing as a second unit that would shoot other scenes in movies, because when I was a kid and I was young, I assumed the director does everything.
It's just one guy with a camera.
And they're responsible for, if the film's great, it's
Yeah.
it's because of them, and if it's terrible, it's because of them. And that's just not true, because there's so many people to work on these things. But I found it very I was sort of disappointed when I found out about second unit, because I don't know, if I was a director, I'd want to probably do it all, like, because I think part of the argument is you want like stylistic continuity through it, and also, like, if you're shooting a scene, an action scene, for example, which often goes to another unit, I think there is an argument for maybe he should have had a second unit on this film, because he's not great at shooting the action. Maybe you could have got an action unit in there or something. But
I think you and I are very different.
I think we are.
I'm so lazy. Like, in my working life, I'm to quote, to paraphrase that meme that's going around at the minute, born to delegate, forced to do everything.
Yeah.
I would love a second unit. Can I have a first unit? Can you do everything? I'll just sit back and boss you around. Yeah,
no, Nolan wouldn't be interested in that.
No. Which is why he's a filmmaker and I'm not.
Well, quite, yeah. But yeah, lots of Bond vibes going on in all of his movies, and not least the Dark Knight movies. You've even got a Q in there, Morgan Freeman, who we've not really spoken about, who also I think is fucking brilliant in this. Like,
it's fun. Between
him, Caine, and Bale, and all of their interactions, and I love that little head nod between Morgan Freeman and Michael Caine, where he just goes, Lucius, oh, there's a history there. They know each other.
They used to be lovers.
That. Yeah.
That's the movie I want to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the Bruce Wayne's relationship to both of those characters together and separately. I really enjoy that. And
Batman Begins, my two dads.
Yeah. But he's got these Q character. He's got Lucius Fox, who gives him all of the gadgets, and you know, it's a Bond thing.
Yeah. Do you know who the studio wanted to play Batman?
I know that Cillian Murphy screen tested for it.
Did he?
He got the role of Scarecrow.
I don't know how I feel about that.
There's footage of him in the suit on YouTube.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
And
I think they made the right call.
Yeah, I was going to say, as much as I like Cillian Murphy, I don't see him as Batman.
No, he's not a Batman. He's great as anything other than Batman. He's too much. I don't know. He's an excellent actor. He's a really good character actor. I don't see him as a leading superhero.
He's not got the gruffness that you need.
Superman or Batman or just any superhero, I don't think.
No.
But who was the choice? Was it Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
Sly?
No. Way worse.
Pauly Shore.
Might be better. That'd be certainly a direction. No, the studio wanted Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, fuck. All the way off with that.
Right? At least Pauly Shore would have been a choice.
Yeah, at least it's a take, and it's not just 2005, who's popular.
Yeah, Ashton Kutcher just would have been nothing.
Yeah, agreed.
Dude, where's horrible. My Batmobile? No, thank you. Nobody needs that.
I think I'm not sure if it was Batman Begins or another movie that Nolan wanted Josh Hartnett in his main role. I think it must have been Batman Begins, because I've heard of Hartnett saying that he always regrets not doing that Nolan thing.
Oh.
And he absolutely should have done it. I probably prefer Bale, having not seen that take. I do like Hartnett, but
again, I don't think I see him as Batman.
Not my Zeke.
He would have to have that shitty haircut from the faculty.
You have to cut a little hole in the top of the cowl so we can see that little bit of hair poking out the top.
Yeah. Guaranteed to jack you up.
Guaranteed to jack you up, man. Just taking out criminals that are just selling biros with cocaine in them.
That's a movie I'd watch.
Yeah, I'd watch that too.
No, that's how they poisoned Gotham.
This is better already. You don't need that stupid machine.
No,
Yeah.
way more straightforward. Did you also know, this is soundtrack related because I know how much you love the score. Batman. And Hans Zimmer in general. Did you know that all of the tracks on the soundtrack are named after types of bats?
No, I did not actually.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
I love bats.
I know you do. You've got a dead one on your wall.
I've got two.
It'd be weirder if you had a live one on your wall, I
It'd
guess.
be super scary.
Yeah.
Well, not scary. No, it would be scary because I would definitely approach it and probably get bitten and die. And I've seen what rabies does to people. It's not pretty. I don't want to go out like that.
No, you don't. No, you want to stay away from that, like that rabies lark, love.
Yeah. You heard it here first. Rabies, bad. But yeah, I thought that was a nice little tidbit to round us out on.
I sort of teased earlier, I think that this is probably my third favourite Nolan Batman movie. But I do think it's brilliant, but it's not perfect. If you'd have asked me 5-10 years ago, is this perfect? I probably still would have said no, but I think I used to enjoy it a lot more.
But
and it's because of the action. It's because when it gets to the fight sequences, you get the first one in a shipping container where he says, "I'm Batman," and Mark Boone Jr. is that bloke,
and he discovers Dexter as a baby.
Yeah,
sitting in his mum's blood.
It gives him to James Remar. Yeah. I sort of give that one a pass because that's the first time we're seeing Batman, so you're keeping it mysterious.
Yeah.
But then also there's an argument to be made that he's such a ninja and he's moving so quickly that the criminals are disoriented and can't see what's going on. So I give that scene a pass, but then none of the action is great. And I've got a real problem with that because that's part of the reason that me personally, I'm going to watch a Batman movie. I think if you'd have absolutely nailed that action, this would be like a knockout movie. And if you whip out that vaporizer machine as well, there's too many questions. But I think for me, those two things let this film down a bit. And that's why it's a 4-star and not a 4.5 or 5 for me. Because that part where, if we had a soundbar, like the part where Rachel Dawes is poisoned and Commissioner Gordon, Detective Gordon, Lieutenant Gordon, whoever is in this movie, "I'll get my car. I bought mine. You bought yours." Yeah, it's a Batmobile. He gets a Batmobile and they do the chase and he drives over the buildings and he goes into stealth mode. Like that for me is the best Batman car sequence. There's an argument for the Dark Knight with the bike, but I do love this one when he's driving over the buildings, because in the Dark Knight it's very disappointing because the tumbler gets destroyed and he has a bike. And the bike's great, but I love the car. It makes me upset that it's gone. I think that sequence is absolutely brilliant. And I've watched that scene in isolation so many fucking times. Like I don't even know.
Is that, so that's one of the scenes that you kind of revisit in isolation without watching the whole film?
All the time. Okay. I love it. I love the design of the Batmobile. I love the music, the sound, Hans Zimmer, and collaborating with James Newton Howard, who I think works brilliantly because you've got a lot of the kind of the plinky plonky do
Batman.
Yeah, and then you've got the Batman, like the heavy stuff, and I think that they work together really well. And Hans Zimmer actually brought on James Newton Howard because Nolan said, "I'll come and do my movie," and Zimmer says, "Oh, well, I know a guy. Let's
bring in my mate."
Yeah, can we get another paycheck for this guy? And I think the score works really well, and I think the score is fantastic throughout these movies. And I love the fact that they keep the score in a lot of movies. This became a trope for a while, especially after the 90s, where there was a movie and it was a big success and it had a really great score, and then for the sequel they would just have a different score.
Right.
Because, and I think it's a money thing. I think it's because they didn't want to pay the composer to come back and reuse the same music.
Yeah.
But at some point they got wise to that. And I think in this, for me, the soundtrack to the Dark Knight movies is so intrinsic with the identity of these three movies that I think I think I take a full star off of every one of these movies if the score is different.
Wow.
And I do love Hans Zimmer, but for me, like when he does a score, his sounds are so much part of me enjoying that thing. He did the score for a movie that came out last year called F1, which I think I've mentioned.
No, this is the first time hearing about it.
But it's the same with that. Like if that score's not in it, maybe
Yeah.
I definitely enjoy that movie less.
Mm.
And I think he absolutely nails this Batman thing. I don't think anything's ever going to beat it. Although Giacchino did come close with the Batman, I do think that score in the Batman is also excellent. But it doesn't have the character and identity that this one has, or these three movies have. And they all have, especially when you get into the villains of The Dark Knight and Rises, they all have their all sort of leitmotif stuff going on. And it's so ingrained within what these films are. And yeah, it gives it a full another star for me. I like this movie quite a lot, but it's not perfect.
Okay.
But I think this one probably the best choice for identity.
I think it was a good choice for the theme. I do.
Okay, so if you had to put a Batman movie in this first spot, which Batman movie would you have gone for?
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman. Because you enjoy it more, I guess.
Yeah, purely based on that.
I mean,
I don't know. If I'm thinking about the theme, yeah, this is probably the one.
But that was my thinking too. Like I probably would have rather watched The Dark Knight or Dark Knight Rises. But I think this one, because it's about him finding his identity, is about becoming Batman. And I've got a theory about that. I think that Batman is his real identity. I think Bruce Wayne is his mask.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever said that before. So you heard that here first.
Original thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is decent, and I give it 3 Liam Neeson Fu Manchu moustaches out of 5.
I gave it 4 weird water vaporizers out of 5.
Cool.
But Dark Knight 5-star movie, Rises 4.5-star movie.
Crazy.
Don't come for me. I love it. But yeah, so Batman done, and also those 2 movies will be on another theme at some point. So don't you worry.
Great! I can't wait.
We'll return to the Nolan verse at some point, which I'm sure you're thrilled about.
I am stoked.
One last thing.
Yes.
Do you think that this has, and there's a correct answer to this,
no.
Do you think this movie has the best sequel setup scene of all time?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because it shows them the Joker card.
Yeah, well, no, I don't. No, I don't. Because I think that's a bit too obvious. There you go. I said it.
I remember watching this in 2005 on my
standing up and clapping.
Fuck you. No, I wish I'd done it in a room when I was on my own. No, I actually saw the first. We usually do this bit at the beginning, but we did it at the end. So fuck you. Where the Batman Begins. I watched this on a PC in 2005.
Oh my
I was
God.
quite excited for it, but I had no money because I was a poor student. So I stole everything from LimeWire, and now I feel bad about it.
That's why we're overcompensating by buying every Blu-ray ever made.
Oh, we've made up for it. Yeah. So I watched it and I really liked it, but when I got to the end, my assumption was that this was a prequel to Batman '89.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because that one's got the Joker in it.
Yeah.
And we weren't really, it didn't have a lot of massive franchise stuff, and superhero movies were still, there weren't many of them at that point still. You had your X-Men's and your Spider-Mans, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So I got to the end and I assumed that this was meant to be a prequel to Batman '89. And I've always assumed that that was the case. Like, I thought that they'd made this as a prequel to that movie, but then when this was quite successful, they decided to carry it on. But when I Googled that, was Batman Begins meant to be a prequel to Batman '89? Of course, I found fucking nothing, because it's not true and doesn't exist. That existed only in my mind for 21 years. So there you go. But I do love that sequel setup, though. They talk about escalation, and then he does that. And I think it's a gift that I've sent to you sometimes, where he shows him the card and he says, "I'll look into it."
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "I'll never fancy you," and he says, "You'll never have to." And I fucking love that ending. It's really corny, it's really cheesy, but it gets me, man.
It's just polite to say thank you, though.
But you don't have to. You'll never have to. So you'll never have to. Something like that. Yeah, so Batman, we've done it. Finally, Batman Begins. We've done a Batman movie.
But what's next?
So next, episode 2 of my identity theme. We're going sci-fi, we're going 90s, we're going 1997. We're going Ethan Hawke, we're going Uma Thurman, we're going Jude Law.
Spit it
We're
out.
going Andrew Niccol. We're going Gattaca. You're thrilled about that one too, aren't you?
I don't remember much about Gattaca. I'm neither thrilled nor... What's the opposite of thrilled?
Unthrilled. I will get into it next week, but it's a film that I rarely hear getting mentioned, and I've loved it ever since the first time I rented it from my video shop that was called Super Video, incidentally. So we'll get into that next week.
Cool.